Welcome everybody to another video of Vinyl Addict. This is Chili, and on this day in rock, March 7th, 1987, U2 released The Joshua Tree. Now before I get into this, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment on this video, share this video, and if you still haven't, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell for updates. Okay, so with that out of the way, yes, March 7th, 1987, U2 releases The Joshua Tree. Now, it takes over the world pretty much. Now, I'm going to go talk about this album with the help of this. This is the Super Deluxe Edition, and it really goes in depth. If you really want to know everything about this album and then some, this is the way to do it. If you're a real fan of this album, it is probably the best album, one of the best albums of the 80s. I put it up there with Sign of the Times by Prince, of course. And they pretty much went up against each other in the Grammys for Album of the Year, and the Joshua Tree won out, which is debatable, okay? But as far as this album is concerned, on this edition, which came out in 2017, it's been stretched out to 2 vinyls. Side 1, Where the Streets Have No Name, I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, With or Without You. Side 2, Bullet the Blue Sky, Running the Standstill. Side 3, Red Hill Mining Town, In God's Country, Trip Through Your Wires. Side 4, One Tree Hill, Exit, and Mothers of the Disappeared. Okay, so the 11 songs that comprise this album, which was initially supposed to be a double album. Bono said at the time of this release that he compared it to the White Album, and not in the sense that it sounds like the White Album. He just said that it's a collection of songs, and how they went about it by not putting out all this music in a double album format was that they would rework the singles. So with every single they put out, they put out like 3-4 singles, you would get 2 additional songs with that single. So they had like this one here, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. It came with Spanish Eyes and Deep in the Heart. The Streets Have No Name came with Silver and Gold, Sweetest Thing, Race Against Time, and of course With or Without You had Luminous Times and Walk to the Water. All great songs, and some of them are really kind of still, I'd say way too alternative, you know, from the track list which they finally picked for the album, because some of these songs are kind of atmospheric and really still out there. And 2 of the songs was on, from the Joshua Tree sessions, was on the Robbie Robinson album, which is not in this collection, and that's Sweet Fire of Love and Testimony, and those are really great songs. And they do, however, have the Keith Richards, Ron Wood version of the original version of Silver and Gold, and that's on this collection here, the remixes, outtakes, and B-sides. So they put the B-sides on one record, so you could pretty much hear it in a form of a double album, you know. And then there's some outtakes, that songs that didn't make the album, or the B-sides like Drunk Chicken America, which I thought was really cool. It was like a little 1.5 minute kind of weird kind of it didn't really sound like it would be part of the sessions, and it has like a weird kind of drum machine kind of loop, and Bono is reciting a Allen Ginsberg beat writer poem, Drunk Chicken and America, and so it's really cool. I thought it would have been, if they did go for the double album format, that it would have been a cool inclusion regarding this whole thing. Next, of course, you do have a live Madison Square Garden concert from 1987, September 28th. So this is the second leg of the North American tour. And they have, of course, on here the I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For with the gospel choir, which was in the soundtrack for Rattle and Hum, but it's on here. And you know, this is a not a really complete album actually, because they are missing the song "The Unforgettable Fire." But here's the set list: "Where the Streets Have No Name," "I Will Follow," "Trip Through Your Wires," "I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For." They play it one time. First, side 2, "MLK," "Bullet," "The Blue Sky," "Running to Stand Still," "In God's Country," and "Sunday Bloody Sunday." So after MLK would have been the song "The Unforgettable Fire." Why they omitted it, I don't know why. Side 3 is "Exit," "October," "New Year's Day," "Pride in the Name of Love." Side 4, "With or Without You," "Party Girl." And then the encore is "I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For" with the choir. They played it twice that night, and then they ended it with 40. And so that is one of the good reasons to get this Super Deluxe Edition. And one thing that pretty much was important about this album when it came out was the way that they were going to present their new look and their new sound. And they had this photography that was all black and white, of course, and shots of them in the desert, Death Valley, and whatnot. And there's some photos in here that you could hang up, you know, of the band in color. And, you know, just give you guys a few little peeks, you know. It's really cool. And there's one more. It's Bono right there. So, and then at the end, you have a coffee book, right? Hardcover, and this is the Edges photography. He took some photos, you know, while on the road, and really cool. So, yeah, what an album. You know, what are your comments on this album, The Joshua Tree? Did you feel that it was, you know, at the time, did you feel that what you were listening to was something great, or was it just like, oh, it's just another album? I felt like it was something different, because the lead-off single, "With or Without You," which became a #1 song, and it was sort of the alternative rock song that kind of ushered in all the other bands that, you know, people were listening to but only had cult audiences, like The Cure and The Smiths and Depeche Mode, and they were, you know, finally going to be kind of coming in and taking over the charts, the American charts, and everything, the Billboard charts, with songs like "How Soon Is Now," or, you know, "Just Like Heaven" by The Cure. I mean, they pretty much, you know, made an impact later on, but I think U2's "With or Without You," that song is pretty much, I felt like, the alternative rock song to cross everything over, because it still remained just enough alternative and just enough commerciality that it could, you know, make that, cross that threshold. And so that is my opinion, that is my thoughts. It could be different, so leave me a comment below on what you think of The Joshua Tree, released March 7th, 1987, this day in rock. So with that, I'll shut up, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.